My name is Dima. I'm fashion and celebrity photographer based in London. I've shot for Vogue China, Harper's Bazaar UK, Harper's Bazaar Germany, Numero Paris, Wallpaper UK, Interview US, Portrait Magazine, and many more. Before that, I spent 3 years on set with Steven Meisel, mostly as his lighting director. This channel is called One Frame Deep. Every video is one image taken apart. Every light, every lens decision, every moment I nearly went a different direction entirely. This is the first one. One frame. Every decision that made it. Hello everyone again. Welcome to my channel, One Frame Deep. This is my second video for this channel. I apologize it took me so long to come up with second video. I was a bit busy with other photo shoots. But I want to thank you to everyone who subscribed and liked my first video, and especially thank you for questions and comments for the video. I'm gonna try to make more videos and more often, I promise. So today we're gonna talk about this beautiful picture. I took it for Harper's Bazaar, Germany, a story called Modern Rococo. And I really like this picture. The whole story was very beautiful. So if you have a chance to see it, you can see it on my Instagram, on my website. I love this story. Every picture is very pretty and very much represents me and my style of shooting. So I picked this image just because it's simple enough, yet it's very impactful because every elements, every pieces fell in the right place. We choose the right model. She has the right look on her as a styling, as a clothes. Her makeup works for my lighting, and it was intentional, so we're going to talk about that. Her hair is beautiful. You can see it's all like sort of flying, like flying away, I guess, which makes this image less static. And it's still, even though the model just stands there, it looks dynamic and was done on purpose as well. So we're going to talk about it as well. As a first video, we're going to start with the email, with the idea for the story. We're going to see the styling first. Then based on the styling, I'm going to show you my inspiration board, like my ideas for the shoot. Then we can talk a little bit about ideas for the lighting, equipment, and we're gonna talk how I took this particular picture, right? So again, we're gonna dissect everything. We're gonna go one frame deep, like we're gonna talk deeply about this image and what it took me to take it, if it makes sense. All right, so relax and let's get into it. Okay, so let's look at fashion, because in email I was just getting commissioned. So I was commissioned to shoot 2 stories in Paris for Harper's Bazaar, and one of the stories called Modern Rococo, and that's the looks that my editor wants to shoot, right? So looks great, very interesting shapes, some volume, some big pieces, lots of volume. It's very romantic, so it fits perfectly to my shooting style and just to things that I like to shoot, right? Again, it's give credit to my editor. She knows me so well, and she knows my strength, and she knows that I will photograph these kind of pieces very well, right? So looks amazing. I was excited right away, because I knew that I don't need to do much with this looks. It just has to be pretty and has some element to it, so it's not too simple. But I knew already that with the right hair, right makeup, right lighting, and the model, the images will be strong on their own, because fashion is already so beautiful. Okay, so here's the pieces. I shoot fashion, but I wouldn't call myself a fashion guy. So I'm not even sure which brand is which. but just by looking at it, I knew that I can create a great story. The mood board. So here you go, Dima Hohlov Mono Coco version 1. Let's see. Here you go. So I picked those images. They've been shot by Steven Meisel, who I used to work for. And he's really good at it, and he has an amazing team behind him to create those images. And he works with Pat McGrath, the hairstylist. And again, she knows him so well, so her makeup is always complements his picture and his vision in general. So I picked those images because I love the makeup, I love the lighting, and you can tell right away what the story is about. Okay, so our overview is a studio-based fashion editorial that reimagines the lavish elegance of Rococo era through a modern minimalist lens. The shoot combines the ornate, romantic, and playful spirit of 18th century aesthetics with contemporary fashion silhouette, clean lighting, and sculptural styling. And lighting will be soft diffuse light, reminiscent of old masters' paintings, subtle shadows, and luminous skin tones. Use of bounce and haze to create romantic glowing atmosphere. Occasional hard directional light to highlight textures or introduce contrast between Baroque softness and modern sharpness. Right? So when we're sending these mood boards, we're trying to sell our vision. So we want to put words that would sell the image. Like right here, it's a soft lighting, but occasionally hard directional light, so you can see the texture of the clothes. Because again, at the end of the day, whenever you shoot editorial for the magazine, you're working for someone. All those brands that selling clothes, they're selling fashion, they're paying magazine to run their pieces, and then magazine pays you, commissions you to photograph story for them that will highlight their advertisers, right? So as much as you want to be super creative and artistic, you need to always remember that at the end of the day, you need to sell the product, and you have to find creative way how to stay true to yourself and be creative and artistic as much as you want, but at the same time, you have to sell the looks in the best possible way, right? So, if you research Rococo style, and it will take you to 18th century, and you'll see old paintings with extravagant fashion and interesting silhouettes, and then you find the references that reminds you of that period of time. Or you can use original references, or original paintings, or old photographs if they existed for your mood board. But once I heard Rococo, I was thinking about this story because I knew the story, I remember the story, I love the story, and I work for Meisel, so I know his work really, really well. So I just pull these images and include it in my board. It's a easy sell, so to say. Then next page we highlight the fashion that we're going to photograph, and then so for the backdrop, I want to have some fabric, some backdrop behind the model, just to give little depth, and again to create the world. So that was my suggestions, right? And the studio elements, again, to create the atmosphere, I wanted to have studio with characters, not just with a cyc, the white wall, or just a plain white studio. I want to have little character, maybe textured wall, maybe some rundown wall, to bring old and classical silhouettes into our world, maybe our world a little bit decaying, but girl looks great, and she's very bohemian, and it will be really nice contrast, to have beautiful bohemian girl in beautiful fashion against some kind of rundown studio or rundown place, right? So that's the initial idea. And so for backdrops, again, I was planning to use Sapaka. I'm using Hapaka a lot in London, and they have Hapaka in Paris as well, where you can rent backdrops. So that's my suggestions. Again, with this gold, for example, I'm not that keen of it, but I knew that in post-production or in the capture one, I'll be able to shift the color and kind of mute it a little bit. I was more keen on sort of this backdrop, or this one is too light, right? But with the lighting, you can always make it darker. It's easier to make it darker than to make it brighter. So whenever in doubt, go for brighter backdrop, because with lighting you can make it darker, you can make a vignette, or you can flag the lighting, and it'll be very nice. All right, and always say thank you. Okay, so let's talk about lighting for this picture. So here we have our final picture, and let's talk about how did I get this nice glowy skin. So the model standing right next to texture wall, and my key light is overhead 12 by 12 frame with a full stop silk, half of it covered by black solid, just to eliminate hot spots on the wall, so it's still very moody and atmospheric. And I'm using 7 feet indirect alien chrome octobank shooting through the silk. So my octobank with Profoto flash mounted on mega boom and on a roller, and it shoot through the silk, and that's my key light. Then to bring those highlights, you need to have some hard sources, right? And one of the hard sources that I'm using is Profoto hard box. It's pretty much just a black box. You take Profoto head, you remove Pyrex, you stick inside, and it's all black inside, and there's no spill, just one opening, and it's pretty much like a sunlight. So if you want to create a picture with the hard shadows or mimic sunlight, that's what you would use, Profoto hard box, or you just use Profoto head without the Pyrex, and you can wrap it in a cinefoil, and it'll be similar. But hardbox gives you more control, so that's why I'm using it. And the hardbox is not a fill light, it's not a key light, it's just a little sharp light to bring up those highlights, right? Then under hardbox, I have a small Chimera softbox with a grid, just to fill in shadows from below. And I have two Kino lights, 4x4 Kino light with daylight bulbs on both sides. So one is like between hardbox and a softbox, and the other one on the other side of the camera. And I don't remember which power, how many bulbs did I use, because you can use 1 to 4 bulbs, and you have 2 settings on power. So you just need to play with it, and you can also control the intensity of the light, of Kino light, by dragging your shutter speed. You just can go low on shutter speed, and then your Kino will be stronger. And Kino light is excellent light to bring glowy skin and a highlight on the skin, because it's basically 4 light sources in one. Each bulb will give you a little bit of shine. So I always love to use Kino light. I always love to mix Kino light with the strobes. It always delivers and has very special result. So there you have it. Like, don't look at this picture. It's just, I don't know what it is. And the hardbox doesn't look like this. You can check online, or I'm gonna drop in image. Kino light has only 4 bulbs. So this sketch was created by ChatGPT based on my pencil sketch. I don't know which one is better. Probably this one a little bit better. But you understand the idea. So overhead light, 12 by 12, full stop silk on a frame, with a solid blocking some light from the wall. Shoot through with the alien chrome 7-foot indirect octobank on a mega boom on a stand, using Profoto flashes as always. Profoto hard box to bring highlights. Chimera small softbox with a grid, as a fill, and two 4x4 daylight bulbs, kino lights, on both sides of the model. And if you play with this setup, you will get similar result. However, your makeup artist needs to know that you want to have shiny skin. You know, sometimes model comes on a set from the makeup room and she would look a little bit crazy because it will be like shine, like visible shine on her face. But once you light her correctly and take a picture, it's gonna look beautiful, you know. And I always ask my makeup artist to put shine on the top of her nose, on the tip of her nose, on top of her lip, on chin, and cheekbones. And then if you're using hard lights or kino lights, it's gonna bring up all those highlights, you know, and it will look beautiful. There you go. Okay, now let's go to the capture and see what I did with this image. So here it is, that's how it looks straight from the camera. So it's unretouched image, but with the curve, with the colors and saturation and contrast already added. And that's how it looks straight from the camera without any adjustments. You know, I'm using the special lenses that give me like this very strong vignette, as you can see on the edges here, and image already nice and soft, the way how I like it. And once you apply the colors, that's how it looks, you know. So it's a dramatic difference, but that's what Capture One is good for. You know, you can really play with your settings and create something out of pretty much nothing, or with a nice base. So we can see here I also have few layers. So I made the bottom brighter and the top as well, just a touch to open up, you know. But that's why that's why we're using the capture. So you know, you can really adjust your image. You can see the contrast here. I pumped the contrast, add a little saturation. My vignette will be quite open. It's 242 here, as you can see. And no sharpening. I like it soft. And you can see all those highlights popping out really nicely. And if you zoom in on the eyes, you can see there's my kino and there's my kino, and we have a frame as a key light and a little pop. You can see this like a harder shadow goes here, but it's been filled in. It's from the hard box, right? So you know, she's standing by the wall, and we're using wind machine. I don't remember, maybe it was this handheld Makita, those kind of like a leaf blower, you know, handheld leaf blower that hairstyle is using to blow these pieces of her hair, so the image would look dynamic. And she's really locked in with me with her eyes, and it's very ethereal and very sort of she looks open and present, right? Yeah, we can, you know, I usually use levels. I usually pump, you know, a little bit of blue, a little bit yellow on the highlights, and I usually like to give cyan to the shadows. You see, it's like +6, and a little bit red on the highlights. You see, instead of 255, it's 252, right? And always open up vignette, otherwise, you know, the image is dark. And this is nice as well, but you know, we need to open up. Since it's for the magazine, it doesn't print well when it's too dark, but it's very pretty as well. Could be that, you know. So here you go. That's our image.